Happy Wednesday. It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. We're in chapter 20, Resurrection of Jesus Christ. So he died on Friday, and Friday starts with sundown on Thursday to sundown on Friday. That's day one. Then he's in the tomb from sundown on Friday to sundown on Saturday, day two. And then day 3 starts with sundown on Saturday, and he is found resurrected on Sunday morning. So 3 days. Now, that's not 3 solid 24-hour periods of time. It's 3 days based on the days in which Jesus died, tomb, resurrected. All right, so that's how we count those days. And it starts, the Jewish day starts with nightfall. It starts with sleeping, and then ends with nightfall the next day. So that's how we count these days. I'll read starting chapter 20, verse 1. Early on the first day of the week, while it was still dark. Right, but it's the new day, even though it's dark, right? So their days don't start with sun-up. That was the point I just made. Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and saw that the stone had been removed from the tomb. So she ran and went to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one whom Jesus loved, and said to them, "They have taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we do not know where they have laid him." Now, the one whom Jesus loved, Lazarus, Simon Peter, probably Lazarus coming and reporting what's happened. Remember, Simon Peter wasn't at the foot of the cross. He was afraid. Verse 3, then Peter and the other disciple set out, and they went toward the tomb. The two were running together, but the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He's been resurrected, right? Spent 4 days in the tomb, Lazarus. He's feeling pretty good. The disciple whom Jesus loved bent down, and he looked in, and he saw the linen wrappings lying there. But he did not go in. Probably had an aversion to the tomb after the time he had spent there, 4 days in the tomb. Verse 6. Then Simon Peter came, following him, and he went into the tomb, and he saw the linen wrappings lying there, and the cloth that had been on Jesus' head, not lying with the linen wrappings, but rolled up. It's placed by itself. Then the other disciple, the one whom Jesus loved, who reached the tomb first, he went in, and he saw, and he believed. Right, so this also is an indicator that it was Lazarus, because he understood what happened, right? Those burial cloths now rolled up and set there, and he saw, and he instantly believed. And that was enough for his belief. Now you remember in the other stories, there were angels inside the tomb. Not in this case. Not in this case. It was just enough for him to see and believe. Now this is interesting though, verse 9. For they did not understand the scriptures that he must rise from the dead. Then the disciples went to their homes. So this is a little bit confusing, right? So the one guy saw and he believed, that is Lazarus, the beloved disciple. But it also said they didn't understand what had happened. So why this is here is very important in understanding Lazarus' relationship as a resuscitated person versus Jesus' relationship as a resurrected person. And that's all wrapped into this little tiny one sentence shift. So Lazarus died and was brought back to life, and Lazarus will die again. We know that. He dies again. Jesus never dies again. So while we can maybe have a near-death experience or actually die and be brought back to life, we know that tens of thousands of people have had that experience happen, and more so with our great, powerful technology, medical technology that we have. Resurrection is different. Resurrection happens in relationship with Jesus Christ. Jesus is resurrected. You and I, right now, resurrected in relationship with Jesus Christ. We are living, breathing, eternal beings, and we always will be. Not because our body will come back out of the grave here, but because our souls are full and our hearts are formed in the person of Jesus Christ. So it's a different kind of thing. So that's why you have this weird little thing. They didn't quite get it. Lazarus believed, but they didn't understand the difference between resuscitation and resurrection. They go back to their homes. Verse 11, but Mary stood there, weeping. And she wept, she bent over, and she looked into the tomb, and then she saw the two angels in white sitting there where the body of Jesus had been lying, one at the head and the other at the foot. And they said to her, woman, why are you weeping? And she said to them, they've taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him. So Lazarus and Peter didn't talk to her as they left. And when she had said this, she turned around. I do not know where they've taken my Lord. And then she turns around. We'll leave it at that. We'll catch up with this tomorrow. It's really rather remarkable, right? These guys, Peter and Lazarus, understand that something had happened. Mary isn't in there. They leave. They don't say anything there. She looks in. They're the angels. She's weeping. Where have they taken my Lord? Why are you weeping? Where have you taken my Lord? And then she's the first to understand resurrection. We'll get to that tomorrow. All right, I guess all I'll ask you to do between now and tomorrow is to wonder about the difference between planning your life to stay resuscitated versus giving your life over to resurrection in the person of Jesus Christ. I love you. I think about you. I pray for you. Peace upon your souls.